All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. Another quiet day on the markets as expected. 29 million shares traded on the SPY here as we approach the 3 o'clock hour. However, there has been a little bit of action today in some names. For instance, we've got some movement in Clover Health. This one was given out as an alert yesterday. Members got in at 844. We're up nicely on this one, over 5%. This one is still running. And yeah, I got to just say it. Hey, check it out. 1,000 shares of this would have paid for 8 years of service, and we're not even to target yet. So really killing it out here. If you guys aren't members yet, come check it out. It's $5 a month. You put $1,000 into CLOV right now, you paid for 2 years worth of service. If you picked up that alert yesterday. So this one's running for us nicely. We're also in the money on some other trades as well. But so Clover running really nice. Let's get back to the markets here though. S&P just kind of fading a little bit off of the highs here. Not a lot going on. I gave this buy level out here on the QQQ. So it does have a bit of support here at 379. So notice we have this upper trend line here that we kind of like broke out of a little bit. And we essentially just back tested it, and then that's also going to coincide here with the 200 moving average intraday on the 10-minute time frame. So Q's getting a little bounce off that. In fact, the volume is so light that it didn't even actually get to 379. It actually just stalled out at 379.15. So that just goes to show you how light the volume is right now. Market's really just waiting on that job number tomorrow. Which should probably be bullish. You know, I talked about this yesterday. It's probably going to be an excuse for them to pump the market into the holiday weekend. This type of action is typical. They like to pump the markets to get everybody feeling good into the holiday weekend. That way, people go out and spend money and stimulate growth and whatnot. But outside of that, really not a lot going on. But there are a few names. So Visa right here is getting hit a little bit today, bouncing off the 200 moving average. But notice this rising wedge here. I've had this drawn on my chart for a while, and then it did basically a classic wedge thing. Is usually the first break is the wrong one, and especially with a rising wedge, usually that top side break is sort of a fake out, and a falling wedge, the bottom side, if it were falling and it breaks down, that's usually an oversold point. It's usually a buy area. But anyway, so you had this kind of little fake breakout, little double top, and then smashed back in. And then I thought Visa would actually hold double bottom right here, but if we pull it back a little bit, you see there's a really good level to buy. If it gets through that 200 moving average, this 217 area should be pretty good. If we look over at the weekly time frame, you can see right there the 50-week moving average in that area as well. So that'd be a nice little buy area there for Visa. MasterCard also. So this one, I thought that this one should bounce as well, but I thought this one would fall into support here. You notice the 355 area. So we got through that, and then you have all the way down here at 345 was a previous all-time high, 347-ish, and that got a one-day bounce off of that, and now it's kind of fading back in. But this is a ton of support in here, so it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe it gets down to 335, which it kind of already did. But if it goes lower, you got a pivot here, and you've got these pivots. You got a gap down here. But yeah, Fins, the credit card company, is coming back in a little bit. Let's take a look at AXP. I know Fins, JP Morgan is higher. Some of the banks are getting a bounce, but this credit card company is taking a hit. There we go. There's AXP. So AXP holding up this. Yeah, it's holding this 100 moving average for now, but it's got to stay above this green bar low here. If it closes below that green bar, it's probably going to want to go down and hit that 200. So credit card companies looking a little weak. Speaking of banks and financials, Wells Fargo getting a bit of a dead cat bounce here on this trend line, and I posted this last night on Twitter. I mean, look at this big candle here, and you went into a 618 retrace on the monthly right here. So I mean, this might just be a bear market rally here in Wells Fargo. So this is one I may look to short in the future. Yeah, so I'm expecting financials to come back in, and obviously we're expecting some sort of correction here, but this would be a short target for us. Another shorting target possibly could be Boeing here. So Boeing having this head and shoulders pattern, and kind of just hasn't really done much since. It's been struggling to stay above, this 225 area. And you had this head and shoulders trigger on the weekly. That's got a target of all the way down to 158 now. If it actually gets there, that's one story. But right now, consolidating bearish beneath all four major moving averages. Look at this move down, rejected at the neckline, and now you've got kind of bearish, bearish consolidation here. So you're building a bear base. So if this one starts rolling over, it could really build some downside momentum. And then the jets here, if we look at the jets, this one's probably, wants to go down and test that 20 or 19 handle. You have a big gap right here at 18 as well. So if it loses these pivots, the jets might have some serious downside there. But there are some good buy levels down there that I'm working on, so that we could pick up for a bounce. But anyways, I don't think there's a whole lot much more going on. I don't have too many notes for today, but yeah, dollar kind of just holding up in there. Gold kind of chopping sideways. So dollar's coming back into this potentially this 92 handle. So let's actually stretch this out a bit. So we'll go right there. Yeah, so we'll look for this trend line. It should get a bounce there, and it may want to get down to the 100, but if it puts in these series of higher lows, look out, because the dollar will smash higher. It will take these pivots out here at 50. So be on guard for that. But outside of that, don't have too much more for you today. We'll check the jobs number tomorrow, and we'll give you the Friday video, and then of course we'll do the weekend wrap up on Wall Street for Main Street's channel as always. But anyways, come check me out on Patreon, Patreon/Carnivore Trades, and yep, that's it. But anyways, guys, take care, and I will talk to you tomorrow.